Hello, welcome to the morning news. Our top story takes us to Ecuador's capital of Quito. President Rafael Correa has proven extremely flexible and willing to debate the opposition any of his policies they do not agree with, despite that they are aimed at improving the economy. His policies are also aimed at reducing inequality and poverty, but the right-wing opposition is against these measures. Correa went from suspending new tax laws that had provoked violent and called for protest by this interest group to halt the bill completely. But the protesters have responded by calling for more demonstrations, suggesting they are seeking to destabilize the country.
Estoy profundamente convencido de que los proyectos de ley.
I am profoundly convinced that inheritance and capital gains tax bills benefit the immense majority of citizens in my country, and that those who are against it are from sectors of the extreme right, pressure groups, wealthy personalities who are utilizing the media to promote terror campaigns and to disinform and instill panic among the population.
The violent right-wing protests have drawn international condemnation. Various governments in Latin America have said they are destabilizing measures against and inciting to a coup against the progressive government of Correa. The most recent criticism has come from Bolivia. President Evo Morales announced his solidarity with the Ecuadorian head of state. He denounced what he called destabilization attempts from oligarchic groups. Cuba also released a statement supporting the Ecuadorian government and the citizens' revolution. We continue in Bolivia. President Evo Morales praised a plan to tax the production of coca leaves. He said that it is an excellent measure to redistribute funds to the country's needy. Morales is a former coca farmer, and as president defended his country's right to coca plantations. His government is currently working out the details of a new bill that would for the first time tax coca farmers. Bolivia is one of Latin America's most successful countries, along with Venezuela, in reducing poverty and extreme poverty.
People in Europe still think that our coca leaf is cocaine, and we must refute this. Coca is not what most people think. Just as we have done with our quinoa, we want people to know the nutritional value, medicinal value that it has, and we encourage the current producers to pursue organic and ecological production.
Mexico's central state of Michoacán has once again been struck by violence. State officials claim a police convoy has ambushed by members of the Knights Templar drug cartel. 7 people died and 5 police officers were injured. 3 of the victims were incinerated inside vehicles that were torched by the unidentified gunmen. The incident took place in the embattled municipality of Apatzingán. Local authorities say 1 police is still missing, while 2 of them died in the shootout. Recently, 42 alleged drug members were massacred by federal police. Previously, federal police fired on a protest in Apatzingán, killing 16 unarmed civilians. A group represented the Venezuelan victims of right-wing protests over 2013 and 2014 met with the European Parliament in Brussels. They explained their side of the violent events in which more than 40 people were killed by the anti-government protesters. Let's continue. The group told the European Parliament deputies about the human rights abuses provoked by the political opposition. Desiree Cabrera, a mother affected by the demonstrations last year, said that what she told Brussels was the truth, and the opposition groups were trying to hide the reality from the European nations. European Deputy Javier Couso criticized the lack of balance in the European Parliament regarding human rights in Venezuela. As protests have continued calling for the resignation of President Otto Pérez Molina for his alleged role in the corruption scandal, Congress has summoned him. He will be questioned regarding a $14 million corruption case that has angered the nation. Congress has set up a commission to investigate the president and decide whether to strip him or immunity to face prosecution. Prosecutors in the United States and Canada are investigating Panamanian President Ricardo Martinelli. They are looking into investments he made that apparently were in violation of regulations. Martinelli could face up to 5 charges of fraud and illegally buying and selling stocks using privileged information. He could also be charged with money laundering. For now, the U.S. and Canadian bodies in charge of Investigating Crimes in Financial Markets will evaluate whether they will open a trial against him. And now to our World News Roundup.
200 migrants in an immigration detention center in Phoenix have begun a hunger strike. They are protesting the death of Mexican immigrant Jesus Denit Shahagun, who died after being beaten and locked in a solitary confinement by officials at the Eloy detention center. Immigration officials have retaliated against the protesters by locking them out in 100-degree Fahrenheit weather without water. The migrants are also protesting against ongoing abuses and violence at the facility. The U.S. Senate has voted in favor of banning torture from taking place in any sector of the government. The ban comes as a part of an amendment to the National Authorization Act that had allowed the Central Intelligence Agency to use torture against detainees after the September 11 attacks in 2001. The Senate voted 78-21 in favor of the new bill, which was introduced a week ago by Republican Senator John McCain and Democrat Senator Dianne Feinstein. Russia has accused NATO of threatening its security by stockpiling heavy military weapons near its borders. Moscow said this is forcing them to take steps to protect its interests and security. The government said it is not Russia that is a threat to the US or Western Europe, but all the contrary. The statement comes after the Pentagon announced it would increase its military presence and defense systems near Russia.
If someone threatens some of our territories, we will have to aim our armed forces, modern attack capabilities at those territories which threaten us. What else can we do? NATO is moving closer to our borders. It's not us who is moving elsewhere.
Finally, an EU member country has expressed solidarity with Greece. The Austrian Chancellor Werner Faymann called on Europe to show solidarity towards country which need it. Faymann was in Athens as a last-ditch effort to end a standoff between Greece and international creditors. Greece Prime Minister Alexis Tsipras accused the EU of attempting to humiliate the people of his country with further austerity measures, which has been relentlessly rejected. Greece will meet its creditors again this Thursday.
I am convinced the future will be such that Europe will be stronger, and it will be stronger if it truly shows solidarity with those who need it more than others.
Despite peace talks for Yemen in Geneva, the Saudi military continued its airstrikes against its neighboring country. The aerial bombing hit military targets throughout Yemen and expanded into one western province for the first time since the Saudi offensive began March 26. The United Nations backed talks among Yemen's warring factions and entering a second day in Geneva, but the two sides in conflict have so far refused to sit at the same table and have expressed profound differences.
A few hours ago, we received news that could affect Chile's football team. Their star midfielder, Arturo Vidal, who plays for Juventus in Italy, was arrested for drunk driving near the capital of Santiago. He crashed his Ferrari. Apparently, nobody was injured. Here is some more on the Copa America.
With a goal by Sergio Kun Agüero, Argentina symbolically toppled the defending champions. Argentina won against Uruguay in a highly anticipated match between the tournament's historic champions. It took 56 minutes into the game for Argentina to break Uruguay's defense. The match was heated and in no way easy for either team. Argentina is now poised to continue on to the quarterfinals. Paraguay faced a difficult game against Jamaica, but the Caribbean goalie Dwayne Kerr made the job easy for Paraguayan Edgar Benitez. He committed an error and permitted a goal at 36 minutes, giving the South American team the victory. Jamaica is participating in the Copa America for the first time. And for the first time in 40 years, the Golden State Warriors won the NBA Finals, taking the championship trophy home. Fans were ecstatic and took to the streets to celebrate. The Warriors capped a brilliant season with a 105-97 victory over the Cleveland Cavaliers. Golden State took the NBA title in 6 games.
More on these on our website, telesurtv.net/English. Thanks for watching and have a good day.